Ladies, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Rachel Taylor. I'm a journalist and I specialise in jewellery, which is how I got to know Cynthia and also Covett. Cynthia's asked me to come along, just a little chat with her, because I know many of you might have questions about what Covett is, how it works, why we should rent a piece of jewellery instead of buying a piece of jewellery. And if you do have questions, I know Cynthia will be happy to answer them at the end, or you can catch her later on. But in my job, I'm very lucky to be allowed to borrow pieces of jewellery from time to time, which is a massive perk. So I fully believe in the concept that is Covett. I'm all for it. But Cynthia, could you tell everyone perhaps a little bit about why you decided to start Covett?
Well, hi everybody. Thank you all for coming. I really, really appreciate it. I'm a jewelry lover, and I had been running a management consulting practice for many years, and I got bored of it. And I decided, what can I do? Let me do something in luxury goods. And in the sharing economy, what would that be? And it turned out to be, what a great idea. The more expensive a piece of jewelry is, the less you tend to wear it, unless it's an engagement ring. So why are you spending all that money to put it in a safe? Why not buy shares in it, or have a subscription so you can borrow things and try things out?
Why has nobody been doing this before?
It's a good question. I think it's because for a lot of people, jewelry feels sentimental, and so they feel like, well, I go on a trip, I buy myself a piece of jewelry, or somebody gives it to me as a gift. But now what's happening is more and more women are buying jewelry for themselves. In fact, over 50% of millennial women have already purchased pieces of jewelry for themselves.
Can we have a little hands up of the ladies in the room, like who's bought jewellery for themselves? I can see Catherine. Okay, yeah. Guys, raise your hands as well. Yeah, that's fascinating, actually, just to get like, that's a really strong goal.
It really is.
Yeah, so it does make sense that if it's not kind of a birthday and anniversary, kind of those real milestone purchases, if you just love fine jewellery and you want to wear more of it, I mean, we are constricted by budgets. I mean, there's a few who might not be in the room, and I would like to be your friend. But lots of people are, so you kind of have to budget what you want to spend in jewellery. So I suppose to just open it up to, you can have more pieces from what you want to spend.
You can. So we always say every day in sentimental jewelry you should own, and for everything else there's Covett. So in essence, what you can do is, if there's a piece that you've been wanting, you've been coveting, but it's out of your reach, now you can own a 20% share. You have it every month for its life, not yours. As long as that piece lives, you can gift it, you can will it, it's yours.
Oh, so it is real ownership in that
It is
sense
real
as well.
ownership,
Okay.
yes.
That's fascinating. I mean, that's an interesting will proposition to get quarters of lots of pieces of jewellery, but still one that I'd be happy to have.
Well, people do it with cars, they do it with yachts, they do it with homes. Why not jewelry? It's a valuable asset, and some of the jewelry you'll see downstairs, which if you'll see the jewelry in this room, it's the subscription service, and then we're going to take you in small groups downstairs to see the pieces that are available for co-ownership, one of which I'm wearing these emerald and diamond earrings that are available for co-ownership. So
they're very good earrings.
They are very good earrings.
So the co-ownership, you kind of own parts of it, and then you kind of share that with people. You get it certain times through that year. I imagine like a timeshare, I suppose, if we want to go down that analogy. I mean, you probably don't, but
I like to say a classier version of a timeshare or a fractional ownership. But you get it every month. You have floating days to take it on holiday. And for co-owners, you can also borrow anything out of our subscription vault for actually a fee less than the subscribers pay.
So how does the subscription side of it work?
Okay, so everything you see up here is available in our subscription, and there are 3 levels of subscription. You can have 2 loans a year, 6 loans a year, or 12 loans a year. And basically, once you pay, you're able to pick when you want to wear them, 5 consecutive days. And we deliver it, we insure it, we clean it, we maintain it. You just enjoy it. Wear it and enjoy it.
So it takes away all that kind of maintenance, paperwork side things,
Hassle.
like that.
Yes.
Which is brilliant. And you've got some amazing designers in the room tonight. Some of my favourites. I'm eyeing you all as I see you. How have you chosen which designers to work with?
Ah, that's a good question. There was a woman named Rachel Taylor who really helped me out.
This was not that kind of question.
Well, interestingly enough, when we first started out, we were looking at doing more focused on manufacturers of pieces non-branded jewelry, because 80% of the market is actually non-branded. But then when COVID happened, we decided, well, let's go and look at some of the independent jewelers. They're doing some amazing work, and you'll meet many of them here tonight. Why not get them part of our platform? So you and I partnered to do that, and we've gotten some great jewelers as part of our subscription and our ownership.
And you guys me now. I was going to pretend like I had nothing to do
Oh
with that
no,
as well, but
you're
yeah,
in.
no, it is. And I think it's great designers. I love the fact that you had that vision to kind of collaborate with these exciting fine jewelers, as well as also having pieces of jewelry that are well known and that people understand. How do you see this going forward? What do you see the future of it? How do you see it evolving?
Wow, that's a great question. If it weren't for the last 2 years, which COVID, I thought we'd be in other cities by now. But here we are still trying to prove our model in London. The original idea was to do all of luxury goods in shared ownership. That is still the big vision. But again, we're still proving the model in jewelry. And I think hopefully in the future, some of the bigger brands will be much more interested in being part of our platform. I was going to say that when I approached the jewelers, one of the things that was really interesting is they all got it right away. And they were all like, this makes so much sense. Why aren't we doing this? And it's a great way for them to have their pieces be worn, be seen, be loved. And people fall in love with pieces and they want to wear them. So they can buy shares and we'll sell them the whole piece.
I think the whole kind of the subscription model, or that rental model, is, especially in fashion, we've seen it come a lot more. People kind of getting their heads around how it works, whether it's more a luxury bag or a dress for an event. And for me, jewelry is an exciting thing. You can have like a plain black dress, but your jewelry can be different every time.
Exactly.
And I think that's really exciting. So hopefully everyone's going to catch on, and it's another way. And also, I know we don't want to kind of do buzzwords, but in terms of sustainability as well, I suppose it's like, we're not kind of made, you could reduce the amount of jewelry that's made, so that's also a consideration.
Yes. Yes, I would imagine it would be. I mean, I think one of the things that's really interesting about it is, while it allows for more people to have more, it also reduces the amount that needs to be made in order for more people to have more, if that makes sense. So it does feel more sustainable. I stay away from saying it, although Monica, who works with Covett, is always saying we should say more about that, but I always feel like I worry about whether or not people will buy into that. So I think I need to think about that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a personal perception of how you see it and how you personally think about it as well.
Yes.
I know you guys are probably desperate to get to the vault, because I definitely am. Does anybody have any questions for Cynthia about Covett, about the whole kind of rental subscription, about jewelry, about our earrings, anything that you like? Feel free to ask. Yes. Oh no, I thought you were asking me a question.
I'm the last one to ask.
You can ask questions anytime you like. But if anybody does have any questions later, as I say, Cynthia's definitely around, and all the designers are here as well. So chat to them.
How much is it?
Oh, which the subscription?
They start at £300 plus VAT a year for 2 loans, and goes up to £1,200 plus VAT for 12 loans.
You need to put a deposit in case people use it.
You don't need to put a deposit. So they're insured. You pay upfront a certain amount of money, and then you pay monthly.
Okay. How much
For the platinum subscription, I believe it's £500 upfront. So worth doing. There are people in this room who have done it, so you can find them and ask them.
Connect some people.
Yes.
Great.
Great question.
Yeah, that's good. Any more questions for Cynthia? Okay.
Okay, so as we said, sorry, I was just going to say, for those who want to go see the co-ownership pieces, which include the Backus and Strauss watches and Bonneau diamond jewelry, and many of the designers we have up here also have pieces downstairs. We'll be taking about 8 people at a time. You get to actually see the vault where Covett keeps the jewels when they're not out being lended. And then when people come back up, we'll take the next group down. And then feel free to mill around. Please eat the food. There is a lot of food, so please eat it, drink, enjoy. And I'm here if anybody has any questions.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you.